Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you guys are new. Today's video is my Project Huda Beauty finale. I cannot believe that it is already time to have the finale of this project. If you are new to my channel and have not heard of Project Huda Beauty before, this is just where I'm trying to hit as many pans as possible in my Huda Beauty palettes. I have three of them. I have the Mercury Retrograde, the new Nude, and the Nude Light. And the Mercury Retrograde inspired this entire project because in December, I picked up a new one of this palette to replace this palette because I've had it for a long time, like almost 3 years now, or 2.5 years. And so I felt like because I was able to get it on sale for about $25, that it was a really good time to replace it because I love this palette so much. So I think the best part of this video is going to be just to share with you the update on this palette. So I'm gonna save this one for last, but we've also been focusing on my other two Huda palettes. I will say after about like the 3 to 4 month mark of this project, I was getting a little bit burnt out on using these palettes just because I have a lot in my collection. A lot meaning like, I think I have 22 palettes. So it's just kind of hard sometimes to focus only on 3. Also, before I forget, I have decided I'm not going to post a project pan update this month just because I was sick for a week and then I was traveling for work, so I was using the same stuff every day. So I don't really have an update, honestly, is why. So I'm gonna be skipping this month, but I'm just kind of explaining it here. So hope that's okay with you guys, but I'll definitely be catching up with you guys at the end of July for another project pan update. Okay, let's jump into the updates. So let's start with my newest Huda palette, which has kind of had like the least amount of progress here lately. In the last 2 months, I have not had any particular shades rolled in or anything. I've just been trying to use the palettes. So actually today I hit my very first pan in this palette, and I'm sure it's gonna come as no surprise that it's this shade here called Bear. I tend to hit pan in the like my skin tone kind of shades first, just because I use them every single day. So I did hit pan here today. And I have pretty good dips in this palette. If you guys remember what this palette looked like in January when I started this project, I didn't have what I would consider a dip in any shade except for maybe a slight one in Bare just because I use it the most, but I have a ton of dips in the palette now. Yeah, I've got some pretty good dips in the products, honestly. Like, I'm actually pretty proud of this. I've got pretty large dips in some of these shades here, kind of all around the palette, and I think that's pretty good. So I'm actually really happy with the progress in this palette, even though we only had the one new pan. I'm still excited that we had a pan in this palette because this is my newest Huda palette. I know I said that the Mercury Retrograde palette might be the most exciting, but I have to say I am so excited about the update on this Nude Light palette. I mentioned in my last update that I thought I would have hit pan in the deep brown shade. It's like a medium brown, but it's the deepest shade in this particular palette. And I did, which means this is officially the first eyeshadow palette ever in my collection to have pan in every single shade. This is the most satisfying palette in my collection to date. I cannot believe this. I am just so excited about the way that this palette looks. I will say that the pans in this palette are a little bit more shallow than others, so it's slightly easier to hit pan on these shades, but nonetheless, it still takes you like a kind of a long time for consistent use. This palette has been well loved by me. I've had it since, I want to say about February of 2020. So, I mean, I've had it for a while and it's taken me a while to have this kind of a progress. But yeah, that was the last shade that did not have pan last month. And now they all have pan in them. I'm so excited about this. So I'm very, very happy with this update. Last up, this is the palette of the summer for me. I am so excited to add this to my makeup memory box. This is my first addition to the makeup memory box in a while. If you guys don't know about that, I posted a video, I think in December during Vlogmas. I'll link it in the eye down below for you. And I love makeup and I love like sentimental makeup. So that's kind of what the whole box is. And I shared what's in that box in December, but this is going to be added to it. And I'm very excited because I've been working so hard on new pans in this palette. So let's recap on what the palette looked like at the last update. In the last update, I had pan in every single shade -8 in this palette. So Yeah, we have got some new pans, plural, in this palette. Are you guys ready? I don't know that you are. So we'll just kind of start like at the top here so I can try and leave some of it as a surprise. So the first one is here. This one's called Off Balance. I did hit pan in this shade. I'm very excited about that. I still don't have pan in either one of these shades here called Vortex or Hot Mess. I didn't expect to have pan in those two or the teal kind of shades. I'll show those in just a second, just because they're my least used shades, honestly. But then we move right along. All three of these shades already had pan in them, but then we get to this row and I do have a new pan in the shade called Crash. This one I actually just hit today. I will say I did film a reel yesterday and it involved an eyeshadow. Like you could show like putting the brush into the eyeshadow. So I used the shadow for that because I am trying to hit pan in it, but I did hit pan using it today for the eye look. So it was for content, but it wasn't like just digging for no reason. Okay, so yeah, I did hit pan in that one. And then we continue on now to this row, and I already hit pan in these two shades. Don't have pan in that one. Also did not hit pan in the shade Karma, which was a little bit disappointing, but I don't really use that shade a ton. Then we get to the final row and I hit pan in the shade called Supermoon. So this is how the palette's looking. We have 3 new pans this update, and I did not anticipate hitting pan in either one of these shades or these 2 teal shades. So that means the only shadow that I did not hit pan on was this one called Karma. I did really want to hit pan on the shade, but honestly, I just don't really love this when I put it on the eyes. I don't think it's a very flattering color for me in comparison to the rest of them, and I just don't reach into it a ton, but I do still have a pretty good dip in the shade. So I'm not upset about it, honestly. I am so happy to see this palette have so many pans in it from just using it and loving it. I try not to do like the little pinhole pans, just for me personally. I just prefer to not do that. I feel like it feels like more work, and I just like to swirl my brush in the pan to pick up powder. So yeah, I am so excited about this. That means that only 5 shades out of the entire palette do not have pan in them, and I could not be happier about that. So I am officially retiring this palette. By the way, I did use these 2 palettes on the eyes today to create today's look. It's a nice halo eye. I think I dipped into my persona identity for the inner corner as well though, but yeah, those were the main 2 palettes. So in total, this update, we had 5 new pans, and I am so stoked about that. So yeah, today is Monday and my birthday is on Thursday, and I had said that on my birthday I was going to be retiring this and opening the new one. So I'm going to go ahead and call it retired today because it's just a couple days, and odds are I'm not going to be reaching into it in the next couple days because I think I kind of want to take a break actually before I crack open the new one. I still just love this palette. I think that it's just one of the best palettes that's ever been out on the market. I just genuinely love it so much. And I am very excited that I still can use it with a new one. Like, it's not like I'm just never going to use this again. But I just felt like since I'd had it for so long that it was time to replace it, because I do think they're discontinuing this palette. It's just been on crazy discount for like over 6 months now. So I think it's on its way out, and I don't want it to be on its way out for my collection, you know? So that is the finale to this video series. I don't know that I'm going to start a new eyeshadow project pan quite yet. I could see myself starting another one and potentially continuing it for like 3 to 4 months. I think that's kind of the sweet spot for this. So I had kind of anticipated doing 2 projects this year, but I think it's actually more realistic for me to do 3 in a year because I just get kind of bored of it after so many months. So I'm thinking maybe focusing on 2 palettes for about 3 to 4 months would be a little bit better, maybe having a little bit of a gap in between each project. But I'm thinking moving forward, that's probably what it's going to look like. But for now, I'm going to take a little bit of a break. And when I feel like starting another one, I will update you guys and let you know. I've had so much fun with this project, so it's a little bit bittersweet that it's over with, but I'm honestly really happy to have another addition to my makeup memory box. So if you guys have been following along with my Project Huda Beauty, thank you guys so much for watching. I know a couple of you guys have joined in as well, which is just so nice. And really just every time that I would see someone joined in on it, it would just really make my day. So thank you to those of you that have done that. And if you continue on your Project Huda Beauty, good luck. I hope that you hit lots of new pans. And yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy today's video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel to see more project whatever content from me in the future, because I'm not sure yet what it's gonna be. But I have a feeling I will be doing this again. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.